Samsung's dominance in the foldable market is slipping as consumers become less tolerant of flaws that competitors have largely addressed. However, recent leaks suggest that the South Korean giant's next foldable device, the Galaxy Z Fold 7, won't look outdated compared to rival offerings. Samsung may have subtly confirmed these rumors by showcasing a new display designed for its upcoming book-style foldable. At MUC, an unnamed foldable was displayed alongside the Galaxy Z Fold 6. While Samsung never explicitly identified it as the Fold 7, the device appeared to feature the display intended for the next-generation foldable. Although it didn't fully match leaked renders of the Fold 7, it provided a glimpse of what to expect. One of the standout features of this mystery foldable was its nearly creaseless screen. While completely eliminating the crease remains a challenge due to the complexity of foldable designs, the visibility of the crease was significantly reduced, an improvement that matters most. That said, just because this advanced display was showcased at MUC doesn't necessarily mean it's ready for mass production. The team at Android Central, who photographed the device, never had the opportunity to use it, raising questions about its practicality. It would be counterintuitive for Samsung to highlight the Fold 6 visible crease at a major event only to retain the same flaw in its successor. Leaked renders indicate that the Z Fold 7 will adopt a wider form factor and a significantly slimmer profile in the Fold 6. While it may not set new records for thinness or completely erase the crease, it will at least embrace a more modern design. The details shared by trusted insider OnLeaks with Android headlines suggest a significant design evolution. Samsung seems to be drawing inspiration from ultra-thin foldables like the Oppo Find N5. According to the report, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 will be just 4.5 millimeters, 0.17 inches, thick when unfolded and 9.5 millimeters, 0.37 inches when folded, including the camera bump. Excluding the rear lenses, the device measures around 9 millimeters in thickness. For comparison, the Galaxy Z Fold 6 is 5.6 millimeters when unfolded and 12.1 millimeters when folded, making the new model noticeably slimmer. To achieve this, Samsung has reportedly increased the display sizes, featuring an 8.2-inch inner screen and a 6.5-inch outer screen. If these specs hold true, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 would boast the largest inner display of any foldable, surpassing the Oppo Find N5's 8.12-inch screen. However, despite its sleek design, Oppo's foldable remains the thinnest book-style foldable, measuring 4.2 millimeters when unfolded. According to a reliable source, Samsung is revamping the Stylus, making it thicker than the one designed for the Galaxy Z Fold 6. Despite the increase in size, the updated S Pen is expected to deliver a much better writing experience thanks to improved pen tips. Meanwhile, Oppo's Find N5 has been widely praised for its slim design, making it noticeably thinner than the Galaxy Z Fold 6. Both Oppo and reviewers have highlighted this advantage, and in response, Samsung is rumored to be adopting the design of last year's Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition for the Galaxy Z Fold 7. While the Special Edition is over 1.7 millimeters thicker than the Find N5 when folded, its refined form factor and reduced crease visibility could help the Galaxy Z Fold 7 compete more effectively with recent foldable models from Oppo, Honor, and Huawei. Samsung managed to slim down the Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition by removing the digitizer needed for S Pen support. However, reports indicate this was a temporary decision, and the S Pen will return with the Galaxy Z Fold 7. According to leaker Flash Pro, Samsung plans to begin mass production of the redesigned S Pen in June, ahead of the Galaxy Z Fold 7's expected July release. The new S Pen will be slightly thicker than the current Galaxy Z Fold 6 model, which is already larger than the version included with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Additionally, it will feature upgraded pen tips for an enhanced writing experience, though specific details about these improvements remain unknown. Here we have the first official CAD-based renders of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. Thanks to OnLeaks, we now have the first set of CAD renders showcasing the Galaxy Z Fold 7. This year, Samsung is introducing some significant changes, with one of the most notable being the device's thickness. When unfolded, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 measures just 4.5 millimeters thick, and when folded, it reaches 9.5 millimeters or around 9 millimeters without the camera bump. This makes it approximately 1.1 millimeters thinner than the Galaxy Z Fold 6 and 0.4 millimeters thinner than the Galaxy Z Fold 6 Special Edition. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 is expected to feature an approximately 8.2-inch inner display and a 6.5-inch outer display, making both screens larger than before. This would also give it the largest inner display on a book-style foldable. In terms of dimensions, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 measures around 158.4 x 143.1 x 4.5 millimeters, suggesting that the front display will be even wider than last year's model. While the exact aspect ratio of the front display remains unknown, These dimensions indicate it is roughly 11 millimeters wider when unfolded compared to the Galaxy Z Fold 6. Good news for those worried about the Galaxy Z Fold 7 losing S Pen support. A new rumor suggests Samsung is developing a new S Pen specifically for the Fold. With the Galaxy S25 Ultra's S Pen reportedly getting a downgrade and speculation that the Fold 7 might drop S Pen support for a slimmer design. However, this latest leak might put some of those fears to rest. While leaks should always be taken with caution, it appears Samsung isn't abandoning the S Pen for its next foldable. According to tipster Panda Flash, who has been sharing plenty of details about Samsung's upcoming foldables, sources have confirmed that a new S Pen is in the works. However, it may not be compatible with older Galaxy Z Fold models. The Stylus is also expected to feature a redesigned tip for an improved writing experience, but beyond that, details remain scarce, including whether it might see any downgrades. Panda Flash also claims that production for this new S Pen is set to begin in June, which aligns with Samsung's typical summer launch schedule for foldables, likely in July or August. Samsung has begun working on the software for its next high-end foldable, the Galaxy Z Fold 7. The first firmware for the device has surfaced on Samsung's servers. Spotted by a Terumvets 33, the initial software build for the US variant of the Galaxy Z Fold 7, STASM F966U, carries the firmware version F966 USQ0AWD3. It's expected to be based on Android 15 to One UI 7X. Typically, Samsung's foldable phones launch with a One UI X1.1 version, where X represents the year's main One UI iteration. However, as we recently reported, Samsung is considering skipping One UI 7.11 this year due to delays in rolling out the stable One UI 7.0 update for existing devices. Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 7 is shaping up to be a significant upgrade, but a new report suggests the battery size will remain unchanged. Yet again, the Galaxy Z Fold series has seen gradual improvements over the years, with the Galaxy Z Fold 6 introducing some welcome changes, but ultimately struggling to compete with rival foldables. For the upcoming Galaxy Z Fold 7, Samsung appears to be planning more substantial upgrades. Leaker Setsuna Digital on Weibo supports these claims, adding that Samsung is also enhancing the hinge, which could reduce the display crease, upgrading both the main and under-display cameras, and improving water and dust resistance. These long-awaited upgrades align with the Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition, which featured an 8-inch display and a 200-megapixel main camera. However, one aspect that won't change is battery capacity. The leak states the Galaxy Z Fold 7 will retain the same battery size, likely the 4,400 mAh unit that Samsung has used since the Galaxy Z Fold 3 in 2021. Charging speeds may also remain unchanged, in line with the Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition, which had the same battery capacity. Building upon its predecessors, the Z Fold 7 is rumored to feature an 8-inch foldable main display and a 6.5-inch cover display, offering users a more expansive viewing experience. In terms of design, reports suggest that the Z Fold 7 will be slimmer and lighter than previous models, potentially measuring under 10 millimeters when folded. This reduction in thickness may be achieved by omitting the digitizer layer, which could impact S Pen functionality, possibly requiring a redesigned stylus with its own power source. Camera enhancements are also expected, with the main sensor potentially upgraded to a 200-megapixel unit, similar to the one found in the Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition. This would represent a significant improvement over the 50-megapixel main camera in the Z Fold 6. Under the hood, the Z Fold 7 is likely to be powered by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset, complemented by 12 gigs of RAM and storage options ranging from 256 gigs to 1 TB. Despite the larger displays, the battery capacity is expected to remain at 4,400 mAh, similar to its predecessor. Pricing is projected to start at $1,899.99, consistent with the Z Fold 6 launch price. However, given potential hardware upgrades, a slight price increase is possible. A new rumor suggests that Samsung is prioritizing slimness with the upcoming Galaxy Z Fold 7, aiming to make it the thinnest fold model yet. However, this could come at a cost. According to @crow_row, Samsung may downgrade the S Pen experience on the Galaxy Z Fold 7 to achieve its slimmer design. The exact nature of this downgrade remains unclear. Given that the Fold series already lacks a built-in S Pen holster, it's uncertain what changes Samsung might make. The Galaxy Z Fold 6, currently available for purchase, has a 5.6mm profile when unfolded. Meanwhile, the Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition, released exclusively in Korea and China under a different name, measures just 4.9mm when unfolded, making it the slimmest Samsung foldable ever sold. However, it completely lacks S Pen support. If the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is set to be even thinner than the special edition model, it raises questions about potential compromises. Samsung also slimmed down the Galaxy S25 Ultra, but whether this was due to the S Pen's Bluetooth downgrade remains unclear. A recent teardown suggests that the removal of air actions may not have played a significant role in the phone's reduced thickness. For years, the visible crease on foldable phones has been a major reason people hesitate to buy them. But what if Samsung has finally found the solution? A new leak suggests that the upcoming Galaxy Z Fold 7 could feature a crease that's nearly invisible during normal use, and that's a game changer. Even the Galaxy Z Fold 6 Special Edition, which was expected to have a refined hinge, still had a noticeable crease. While many foldable users say they get used to it, let's be honest. If you're spending over $1,000 on a phone, you want the display to look flawless. If Samsung has truly cracked the code, this could be the moment when foldables finally go mainstream. Now here's where things get interesting. While leaks about the Fold 7 are making waves, there's barely any news on the Galaxy Z Flip 7. Will it also benefit from this crease improvement? That remains a mystery. But if Samsung manages to bring the same technology to the Flip series, it could be a major win for clamshell foldables as well. Beyond just the display, let's talk about performance. Another major rumor suggests that Samsung's Exynos chipset is making a comeback. With Samsung stabilizing its 3nm manufacturing process, the Exynos 2500 could debut in the next Z series foldables. If all goes well, Exynos might return to the Galaxy S lineup in full force. Samsung is already developing a 2nm Exynos 2600 chip, which could power the Galaxy S26 next year. This is a big deal because in recent years, Samsung has struggled to compete with Qualcomm's Snapdragon processors. If they finally improve performance and efficiency without overheating issues, it could change the game. So could foldables steal the spotlight from the Galaxy S series? Let's be honest, the Galaxy S25 launch was underwhelming. The phones didn't introduce anything groundbreaking and many specs felt like a repeat of the previous generation. While solid devices, they didn't offer much incentive to upgrade. But if the Z Fold 7 delivers a true crease-free experience, it might reignite excitement in the smartphone industry. Maybe those who found the S25 lineup unimpressive will finally consider switching to foldables. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. If you enjoyed what you saw, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button below. Peace out.